So this video is about the vessel sealing handpiece and how it gets put together, because it's all a little bit complicated. We'll start with taking it apart. So this is all put together, and there's a spring-loaded handpiece. The shaft is then integrated into the handpiece here. The cable plugs into the back. So when you're due to clean it, you might be presented with this. So cable just gets pulled out the base. Don't bend or twist, just pull it straight out. You'll see there's a little button here. That is currently up. It needs to be depressed in order to release this. So what I do is I would just loosen that first. You'll feel it's not going to go any further. Then while it's loosened, press this button in and it clicks out. That now comes apart. This is now ready to go. So that's ready, that just needs wiping clean. This can be submerged. This whole unit can be completely submerged. Now, this all comes apart, but the first thing you want to do is you need to disconnect the blade from the internal mechanism. And that's done by just grasping, a bit of spring loaded here, grasping the bottom, and with just some gentle pressure, pull back. That means the blade is now disconnected. We can now take it apart. So you're going to unscrew this bottom bit from the base, and this whole thing will come out. Number one. Now you're going to unscrew from the top, and the outer shaft comes off, and now we have our three pieces. 1, 2 and 3, and then what you will need to do is open the jaws up, very carefully take the blade out so that can also be cleaned. So if you have a look here, these are the pieces of the puzzle. So when we're putting this back together, we do it as follows. That gets closed. I can slide onto that. Screw it up. This slides onto that. Oh, everything you do is gentle. If you feel any resistance, just give it a wiggle. Don't force anything on. Now this. So again, what we need. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the blade in there. Carefully, don't cut yourself. So then to connect this onto this unit, we're going to do as follows. So this slides on. It sometimes can be really tricky and get some resistance. When you're trying to push it on, the jaws often open up. So what you want to do is keep them closed and try and wiggle it on. If it's not going through, what you want to do is depress that button further. So that will let it to slide in. So that button needs to be depressed in order to allow the shaft on the inside there to slide through. So the moment it's coming up against that, press the button and it will slide on. Again, if you feel too much resistance, don't force it. But again, try and keep the jaws closed. With the jaws closed now, we're going to screw this on. Okay, so that's kind of put together but not quite. This shaft is not completely attached yet, so with a little bit of gentle pressure, you're just going to put a tiny amount of pressure until that pings up. Now this is all connected. So the spring is connected to the shaft so we can open and close it. What has not yet happened is that the blade is not engaged. So what we would need to do for the blade is with a little bit of rubber. I don't have anything on me at the moment. Work. Open up the jaws and put that in there. What we need is something for this blade to go up against until it clicks. So we're now going to push this button, which is going to cause the shaft to come up and hopefully engage onto the blade. You have to do it very carefully so as not to blunt the blade or damage whatever you're pushing up against. So you need to go very gently and listen for a tiny little click. There we go. That was literally about, I don't know, let's say a millimetre for it to click in. That comes off, and now the blade is pinging up and down because it's now connected to the whole mechanism. So that
is that.